Have you ever wondered why sometimes life has you going around in circles and you haven't figured out your purpose or which path you should go? Ever get tired of dating the same type of people and you feel like you're wasting your time? Or you have been dating forever and still waiting on wedding bells? What about being married, but you may still feel lonely, or you are constantly arguing with your spouse? There was once a time you were all inseparable and couldn't keep your hands off each other and so in love, but now you barely talk. Life can sometimes get in the way, and before you know it, you barely have time for yourself. You are raising kids, always tired, and then they grow up and you don't know what to do with yourself. Ourbond is the solution for you. It's a 30, 60, and 90-day challenge created by experts in categories of singleness, dating, marriage, and parenting. These challenges were developed based on both the male and female perspective. You will receive daily tips, lessons, and encouragement to grow into the person you seek to become. Each day is tailored specifically for your journey in life. Put yourself first and take this challenge to begin your journey. You will experience growth and will evolve within 90 days. All you have to do is take the first step in this path, waiting just for you.
Good evening.
What's
How
up,
y'all
everybody?
doing? Welcome to Ourbondlive.
We are back.
Yeah. We had a two
week layoff.
Hiatus.
Yeah.
We were traveling and then just had some work commitments.
Yeah.
We needed a 2-week break.
Yes, we did.
But we missed y'all.
We missed y'all so much.
Yes.
We glad to be back.
Y'all. Yes, so we're the Hardmans. If you're just tuning in for the first time, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please share this post. Please share. Like. We're here every Tuesday.
Yeah.
For the most part, every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
And we are the Hardmans. We love to discuss trending topics.
Yes.
My shirt.
Yeah, you're all right.
We love to discuss trending topics.
There you go.
And that's what I was saying.
All right.
And we like to relate them to you and us.
Yes.
Everyday life, family,
everyday
kids,
life.
Marriage, parenting,
Dating, all of that.
All that dating. And
business, entrepreneurship,
everything. The total
growth.
Life and life cycle.
Yeah.
And we like to put a positive spin on it and give you words of wisdom, give you nuggets.
Yeah.
so that it can help you throughout your week.
Yes, and that's really what it's all about. It's about growing. It's about learning. It's about progressing to become the best you that you could possibly be. So
so we're asking everyone if you could share this post. That's all we're asking. Just
we
share.
Want to see some hearts, some thumbs up,
Let
all
us
that.
know you're there. So we are live on Facebook, YouTube,
and Periscope.
Periscope.
Yeah.
I said scoop.
Periscope. No, Periscope.
Periscope.
Scope. See.
Go every Tuesday. So thank y'all for tuning in.
Thanks.
So, this is the last week of February's, and it's Black History Month.
Black History Month.
But, I live it every day. We
should live it every day.
But we're happy it's recognized.
Yes.
For February. So we could not let this month go by without celebrating it.
Yes.
In our own harmonized way.
Yes. Do we know the history of why Black History Month happened? No? Yes. I
know you do. And so he's going to share.
Okay. Well, Black History Month it was started by Carter G. Woodson, and it was basically based off of Black History Week, because it was around the time that the President Lincoln, his birthday is in February, and therefore they wanted to have it during February, but it was extended to a month to really celebrate all of Black history. So, but it was started by Carter G. Woodson, who is an Omega. He wrote the Miseducation of a Negro.
He knew
Need
that.
to read that. So there you go.
So that's why we celebrate it.
Yes.
Thank you. So what we typically do, we have 3 thought-provoking questions.
Yes.
In between the topics that we discuss, and we like you to be a part of it.
Yes, we want as much discussion,
so
dialogue.
We try to read all of your comments. So you're watching us. We have some watch parties going on.
Yeah.
So we try to. I think we can see everybody. So we try to read your comments, but. We can't do this without you.
Yeah,
so
we need you. We love
you to comment. And thank y'all for sending the hearts and the likes.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do tonight, a little different. We're going to have some, what do we have, about 8?
Yeah, about 8 different history makers.
Different history makers.
Yeah.
You may have heard about them or not.
Yeah.
So you'll learn something too. But then we're going to relate each one to how you are presently living. So the topic tonight is, are you a history maker?
Or just watching history being made?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Let's say that again. Are you a history maker?
Or are you just watching history being made?
Are you just sitting back on the sidelines?
Yeah.
Watching life go by?
Yeah.
So who are you? So you will, and if you don't know the answer to that, hopefully tonight it'll give you more clarity.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So you ready to delve in?
Yes.
Let's delve. You're gonna read those.
These history makers, trailblazers, are people who sometimes they don't always get the notoriety, but I think we should highlight some of these because we're celebrating Black history. There would be no American history without Black history.
Yes.
So Black history is very key and vital to our overall history of this country. So we're going to share this, and this is going to be very pivotal and make you start thinking about, what are you doing to even, continue to push history and the legacy of what history is. So the first person is Dr. Alexis Kennedy.
Should we make it big so they could just see?
Y'all want to see it?
Do I put it in the middle?
Yeah.
You can put it in the middle.
Put it in the middle? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, no, I need to see your pretty face so I can block mine out. But let's look. Dr. Alexis Irene Kennedy became the first African-American female to become a neurosurgeon in the United States.
Okay, you can make it small.
Think about that.
So think. Okay, we selected her. She became the first Black neurosurgeon in the United States. I don't know if you've heard of her or not, but think of the trials that she had to endure.
Yeah.
Think about this. Think about her growing up and be like, Mommy, Daddy, Grandma, whoever, I want to be a neurosurgeon. Mm-hmm. Who did she have to look up to? Like, who did she see that looked like her doing what she wanted to do?
Yeah.
That takes a lot of faith, self-determination, perseverance, vision, to be able to go in blindly to accomplish something that you hadn't seen nobody that looked like you do
ever accomplish.
And think of oh my God, I'm sure she had opposition. Oh my gosh, a lot of that.
You know, people who are looking, especially the stereotype of African Americans not being smart, and then she's going to be a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
You know, and then this is a profession that is dominated by, you know, white men. And so for the most part. So when you look at this, and this woman is actually making history and she's still living, making history by becoming the first African American woman neurosurgeon.
So is there something that you want to do that you have not seen any other trailblazers? Now, we are a rich community. We have so many gifts and talents.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So the older that we get, as these years progress, you see more and more of us going into fields that were uncharted territory. So hopefully our children or you and I were able to see more that look like us do these things. But just ask yourself, is there something that you want to do that you hadn't seen anyone represented by us doing? Don't let that stop you.
Don't let it stop you. Don't ever let any obstacle, or even if it's something that you hadn't seen modeled before you, you still, if you have a vision of seeing it happen from a spiritual standpoint, you have to see it before you see it. So even if you see it, spiritually, it could be manifested naturally. And it's based on, do you have the vision, the foresight, the wherewithal, the tenacity, the perseverance to make it through, and even in spite of not seeing it in your purview or seeing it modeled, you can still do it. You can still accomplish it, and that is the biggest thing. Now, from our standpoint, it's good to see something that has been modeled before you, because it gives you at least a reference point.
Or encouragement.
Encouragement.
But isn't it sometimes, have y'all ever experienced where you can really see yourself doing something, but then you don't have any other reference but the vision of seeing yourself doing it?
Yeah, and that could be all you need, sometimes. And then, you know what? A lot of times we have naysayers in our lives, and because they can't see us doing it, they will try to say that, hey, well, we ain't never seen no black, woman neurosurgeon before. What make you think that you can accomplish something like that? And a lot of times, even in your pursuing greatness, you will intimidate a lot of other people who are not moving, because your movement actually shows their lack of movement. So there will be a lot of haters along this journey.
Your movement shows their lack of movement.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of haters on this journey that will see you progressing, but then it would almost make it seem as if it shines a light on their lack of movement, lack of progression, lack of thought, lack of vision, whatever it is. But you got to keep going, because you can't let other people stop you from accomplishing what you see in your life. So you got to really do that. So kudos to Dr. Alexa Irene Kennedy.
Okay. Good job.
Awesome.
Okay, we're going to do another one before we do our first question.
All right. So now you probably know these two. And just think about it. Now, we need to come from even a different perspective when we look at these two, because this caption says, if Maya Angelou died when she was 20 years old, she would have died a prostitute and a single mom. If Malcolm X died when he was 20 years old, he would have died as Detroit Red, a thief, a woman beater, and a drug addict. People's mistakes often lead to their great destiny. We all have a story to tell. Now, really think about that.
And Maya Angelou, great
Still
poet.
I Rise.
Yeah, great
I know
poet,
why the cage bird sings.
Right. And Malcolm X, activist.
Yes.
But we could take this
Nation of Islam.
We could take this a step further.
Yeah.
What if they didn't physically die at 20, but they mentally died
at 20?
At 20.
Yeah.
Doesn't that happen to a lot of us?
Yeah.
You look at your past circumstances,
and then you automatically disqualify yourself from doing anything else.
Sabotage yourself.
Yes.
And you live on and on and on and on, but mentally you stopped living.
Yeah. We cannot have that in this day and age. Do not let what you've done in your past stop you from still pursuing something that you see in your future, because a lot of times we put a period where there's supposed to be a comma. And a lot of times, in most instances, there are moments in our lives that are actually catapults that will traject us to where we need to go. So every experience, every triumph, every challenge, every pain that we experience, all of the pain that we experience, all of these things are actually catalysts for us moving to the place that we will ultimately end up. And we just can't let the enemy from a specific person, whether that's the devil or people or your own guilt and shame, and you can't let that stop you from accomplishing what you can do.
Yeah, a lot of times we as people give, not black people, just people in general. We give the devil too much credit.
Yeah.
It's not him most of the time. It could just be us.
Yeah, it could be us.
It could be us.
It could be us just down on ourselves, thinking about our past, and really not giving ourselves an opportunity to move forward. And we won't even forgive ourselves for what we've done in the past.
True forgiveness.
And so true forgiveness really means that you are saying, okay, I know what I've done and I acknowledge my wrong. I know that I've made some mistakes, but now I cannot let that stop me from accomplishing what I want. If I let everything that I've done in my past become a stumbling block for me, I would never get anywhere. If we always let what we've done previously, our past life, we was an ex something, if we always let that stop us, guess what? We'll stay where we are. And we would never produce greatness that we could. And sometimes it's being down, that gives us the fortitude, the perseverance, the tenacity to get up.
Yeah, because you don't want to be that down again. Like you don't want to be that low. Sometimes I ain't never going through that again.
Exactly.
I ain't about to have that feeling ever again.
Exactly. And I know how this feels, and I don't want to feel like this ever again.
So sometimes you have to go through that.
Yeah.
So let's do our first question.
All right. Question number one. So we can get
some participation.
Yeah. So question number one.
I'm gonna read it.
Let's see. All right.
Okay. Why is Black history so important to our community at large? Why is Black history so important to our community at large?
One more time.
For the people in the back.
For the people in the back that didn't hear you the first time.
People in the back that didn't hear me the first time. Why is Black history so important to our community at large? They heard me.
I think they heard you.
They heard me.
I think they heard you. All right, and just think about this. So we want your comments. We want you to really have some dialogue. We want you to really express how you feel even about this question, because we need this dialogue in order to continue to generate our conversation. So why
is Black history
so important to our community at large? All right. What's your thoughts?
I think if you do not know your history, you're bound to repeat it. Mm-hmm. I think that might be just the textbook answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like bad or good. It's good and bad. If you don't know your history and you don't know the trials and tribulations that your people have been through, that our people have been through. We have a comment. You can allow that to continue on and not know what we fought so hard for through our ancestors, and it could just keep reliving, keep, but also too, not knowing your history on the other side, not knowing your history. Sometimes if you don't see others before you accomplish things that you may want to accomplish, you become discouraged, well, that'll never happen. So you have to know the totality of, I feel, the totality of your history to make you the person, like to be a complete you. To be, that's like knowing your family history. If you don't know anything about your daddy's side,
or your mama's side,
or your mama them side, it's like you're lost in this world. You're always yearning to know, even when it comes to physically, when you have a physical ailment and you need to know your family your medical history. You have to know it in order to live a healthy life. Mentally and physically. Let's read
there's a couple of comments. What's up, Andrew? Said that was a great point. Your light shows others when they aren't moving / doing. Not anymore. And then
it's important. Oh my God. Contact.
All right. It's important because it reminds the ones of us that know and teaches those that don't.
Say that again.
It is important because it reminds the ones of us that know and teaches those that don't.
Yeah, it reminds us, the ones that know. Like I done seen this before. Because let me tell you, sometimes, and I'm gonna read the other comment too. Like sometimes, whenever we see or experience racism, our children might not know what's going down, what's happening at that moment. We, on the other hand, be like, okay, baby, let me tell you what's happening right now.
What we're experiencing.
We've seen this before. We've seen this before. This is usually how it plays out. This is how you can maneuver through this. We've experienced it. Your grandmama has it. Your great-great-grandma has experienced it. So, like, you have to know in order to teach
others
in legacy.
And I even say this. I think the reason why we need to see this and why it's so important to our community is because we need to also value the sweat, blood, tears, effort, energy of those who have gone before us, and really we're standing on the shoulders and we're standing on the efforts that has been displayed. And then it gives us an opportunity to see that, you know what, I can be great because I've seen greatness already put before me. And so a lot of times we need to see that. We need to see positive influences. We need to see examples of people succeeding in life, because it gives us a benchmark to be able to even compare some things by, or even look at ourselves and say, if they did it, I can do it. Before we never saw an African American president, so we never thought that it was possible. But then 2008,
our children see it. Our children, so they think it's like normal.
Yeah, so like, they saw it, and so now,
so it's a part of that.
It becomes, and it won't be cliche anymore. A lot of times,
we'll never have a black president. We ain't never gonna have.
But we saw it, and so it gives us the ability to be able to do it. There's a study, and there's science that even gives you the ability to say, when you see something once, it gives you the ability to think that it can't be accomplished. They said it would never be a 4-minute mile broken. But once the first person broke the 4-minute mark of the mile, then more people started breaking the 4-minute mile.
Like I even I try to use comedy in just real life situations when I'm trying to explain myself or explain a topic. But sometimes our girls our girls will.
Hi, Oceana.
Yeah.
She said, I'm here.
Well, I'm gonna talk about you because you one of them. One or the two oldest girls will trip out about walking a block to the bus stop.
Oh my goodness!
I be like, do you know your grandmama and your great grandmama used to walk miles? Used to walk miles. No book bag. No book bag. So you gotta carry your books in the same shoes they wore every day, and you have options.
You got options. You just walk in, and you're in your subdivision.
And then you gonna ask me to take you to school? Are you kidding me? Absolutely not.
Oh,
so they need, like when you're talking about like the blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah,
they need to know like what in addition to like, blood, sweat, and tears for voting or sitting at the front of the bus or eating at a restaurant, or
not having to go through a back door, or using the restroom that now you can share restrooms and all of these different things that was not something that was regularly accessible back in the 60s.
This is just 50
years ago.
Yeah, your grandmama who's 75, your great grandma who's 97.
Generations.
Yeah, they've gone through that. Your mama, 70, they've gone through it.
Yeah.
They've gone people that you talk to every day.
With their own eyes.
This
is not something that they had to go back in a history book and look at. This is something that they've experienced, and they can also share with us and with their grandchildren, our children, to let them know that this is something that we experience and we've come a long way. But it also lets us know that if we're not careful, if we continue to be lax, apathetic, we don't want to vote, we don't want to get involved in what's happening in our community, it can go back that way because there are people who really don't want to see us progress or grow or get better or even have some level of success in life.
Right. That's good. So, and she said we have to encourage our children that you matter and can be whatever you want.
Yes. You matter. You matter.
Period.
No matter. See, here's the thing. We have to tell them and we have to show them that they matter, because sometimes society in this world will make them feel like they don't matter. So we really have to do that, and we have to show it, because who's going to speak to them on a daily basis? Are we going to let society speak to them, or are we going to let this world? Are we going to let others speak to them that may not want to see them progress? Or are we going to be the very ones that care for our family and become that tribe, that village that is able to raise our children, to show them that you are great, that you come from greatness, that you have ingenuity, you have creativity, you have arts, and you have a mindset that can do anything. I mean, and it's not just athletics, because a lot of times we just push them in an athletic direction, but in actuality, we have a lot of intellect. And we were doing things before others even, and we show others how to do stuff.
Yeah, I cringe every time. He's used to this.
Yeah.
But I cringe every time, like if we're on an elevator together, or if we're walking somewhere together, people will ask him, "Hey, did you play football?" My baby engineer. And a pastor.
I mean, and that
he an engineer. He could have. I mean, I said in high school, but he didn't go to college with the scholarship.
Yeah, it's either engineer.
I did.
Yeah,
I ran track.
But you were smart too. She graduated high school in 3 years and college in 3.5 years, and had her master's degree before I even got my undergrad.
But my thing is, I don't like the labels, I don't like those labels.
Yeah.
So we have to train and teach our children, you are smart. You are, but then even if you have that gift of athletic ability, don't let that be your only gift.
Use it to your advantage.
But don't let it be your only gift, because you got to be smart to manage that money.
Yeah.
Manage those contracts, manage all of that stuff. So let's go into our, not the second question. We got some
more people. So, all right. So let's look at this person. Nina Simone. It says, after her first piano recital at 12 years old, Nina Simone refused to start singing after. Let me see. Refused to start singing after her parents were moved from front row to make room for whites. Now, just think about that. Her first recital. 12 years old.
She good. I like, go ahead, Nina.
To
at
play
12
at
years.
12.
Oh, you like, I ain't doing it.
Because her parents were moved from the front row.
Can you see her? Imagine how she was sitting, y'all.
To make room for whites.
I ain't do. My mama.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I've been talking about this all week.
Yeah.
I got my whole family here where they're excited. They've been seeing me practice, and you can't let.
Yeah. Yeah. My parents who want to see me play. So I'm not going to play.
She was just like that.
But that's serious. That is so serious. Think about that.
Are you willing to stand up for yourself?
Yes.
Think about what situations have you been in to where you said, no, this is wrong.
Yes.
This is right. This is wrong.
And you've actually done something about it.
Yeah. So if you value me and if you value my time, this is what needs to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at 12 years old, for her to have
willing to,
that fortitude, that the nerves at 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. But we
do
come
you
from
have
greatness.
that?
Could we just will we just start playing because we want to go along to get along and we don't want to ruffle any feathers or we don't want to make people uncomfortable around us. But you know, but they want to see us use our talents, but then want to exploit others who are around us because they think they have power. But we have to really, and that's why we have to utilize. Power. We have to utilize and realize that we have so much power. When we engage and when we're willing to express how we feel in a way that now threatens the status quo, of course we're going to become targets. But at the same time, we're going to be people who what he said. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. I think that was James Brown. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. He said it. I rather. Because I
was like, okay, I don't know. It wasn't no history. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
But he said that. And just think about it. I'd rather die standing than to be living on my knees. In other words, I'd rather, I don't want to.
Submissive.
Yeah, submissive to the point.
You can't even live.
Yeah.
Now, you had mentioned this on Sunday. Y'all, if you don't know, he's also a pastor too. And so he's bivocational. You had mentioned this on Sunday, how we have we have not tapped into the power that God has given us.
Yeah.
A lot of times we don't even use it or utilize it.
Yeah.
And so that's just something that, we need to do, children, adults, to realize if you believe in him and believe that your strength comes from him, you can use, he gives you that power within to succeed.
Yeah, and we don't have to settle. We don't have to settle. We don't have to take second place or take a back seat to anybody. God has given us just as much worth and value as anybody else. And so when we operate in ourselves and operate in the value that God has given us, guess what? We can do anything. And we don't have to take what other people want to give to us because they think that we're subservient or inferior. We have enough knowledge, and if we pool our resources together like we could, man, we could really accomplish even more because there's strength and there's power in our unification.
You see, I'm a queen.
And I'm a king.
He's a king.
I'm a king.
I know you got...
Yeah.
One of our girls were on a dance team.
Yeah.
And they had a camp like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And one of the girls was telling one of the camp girls was telling one of our girls, all of them our girls.
Yeah,
like, man,
pretty much.
When we see your daddy, he walk up in here like a king. And everybody just started laughing because she was like, king. Like, she was just very animated with it. And I'm like, that's how you supposed to represent. When you walk into a room, I'm a queen.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ooh.
We kings and queens. We have the ability to have. First of all, we were kings and queens when we were created.
Yes.
We had dominion.
Yes.
He said, "Be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth, subdue the earth." You have everything at your disposal. All we have to do is just operate and walk in it, and believe that we can do whatever we put our minds to. You know, and that becomes key to us. All right. So next one. Here we go. All right.
Look at you. You need to make that big. You need to make that big.
We need to look
Madam
at that.
CJ Walker.
Because
the way she
riding like a queen.
She sure is. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Look how she looking. And
look at that.
I'm gonna try to look like her.
All right. So look at this. It says a colorized photo of Madam C.J. Walker in her Ford 1910. She was born to slave parents and became the first female self-made millionaire in America. Self-made. Not given $400 million like somebody in the White House, but self-made millionaire. Anyway.
And look how she looking. Look
like try me if you want.
And look at her girl she rolling with. They
all rolling
that's
together.
Who you need. Them the type of friends you need.
Yeah.
Them the type of friends you need. They not cracking a smile, are they?
Yeah.
They just like what?
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's awesome. That's
I
awesome
love that.
for us to see that and be able to have that picture in our mind of a woman in early 1900s
born a
whose
slave.
Parents, you know, and just think about that and became a millionaire. If she can do it, why can't we?
When you
What's
start with
stopping
nothing.
us?
Like think about it. You just think when you start with nothing. Now, I do know that there are some immigrants that came over here and they were given reparations. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you see them with the businesses, their lineage. Mm-hmm. We weren't given that, right? So, but that did not stop. It can still be done.
Yes.
So, that's an example. And we should know there are many that have gone before us and many that are doing it today.
Yeah, doing it right now.
That come from nothing and that drives them. That drives them to become something.
Yes.
And leave a legacy
yes.
For their family. And you can do it if you just believe.
Just believe.
If you just believe. What's your we want to go to the next question?
Yeah, let's look at question number 2.
Question number 2. Okay. Is there a common characteristic? This is my favorite one. Is there a common characteristic among history makers? This is very thought-provoking, really. Is there a common characteristic among history makers?
Yeah.
So basically that's saying what they got that's alike.
Yeah.
What's their similarity? What are the similarities? Mm-hmm. Is there a common characteristic among history makers? So all these history makers. And then also a part of that question is, do you hold those same characteristics?
Yes. Do you have them? Are they intrinsically in you?
Are they in you?
Yeah.
Is there a commonality?
Are they lying dormant?
Is there a commonality between history makers? Because remember, this title is, are you a history maker? Or are you just watching history being made?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these history makers, what's the commonality between them? Y'all could just say, you could just type in just one word.
Yeah.
Just one word. Like, what's the commonality between these history?
Who we've shown so far.
Who we've shown. Or people that you know. People that we haven't even shown.
Yeah. Yeah. That you know that are moving forward, that are progressing.
That the movers and shakers.
Yeah. Yeah. That you've seen, you know.
Mm-hmm. What and I can think of. No, I ain't gonna go first.
Yeah,
because I went first last time.
You want me to go? All right, I'll go. I don't have a problem with going.
What's the common? Just say one word.
Hard work.
Hard work. That can be okay. Mm-hmm. Hard work.
Yeah.
But a lot of people work hard because a lot of people work. Okay, people are typing. Because a lot of people work, determination.
Determination.
They keep going, never quit.
All right. Yes, they stand for something and think outside of the box.
Say that for the people in the back.
Yes, they stand for something and they think outside of the box. Thanks, Andrew.
And I like what Mama said, determination. Determination, too. You just will not give up.
Yeah, you won't give up.
It doesn't matter.
Persistence.
How many no's you got, how many doors that were closed. You are just determined. And, there was a song. No, I'm not going to say that song. Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind. But anyway, I like that. And yeah, they she said they keep going.
They never quit.
I think another commonality, vision.
Yeah.
Focus. Someone said focus.
Yeah. Purpose. They have a purpose.
It's your purpose is ingrained in you.
Yeah.
You're like, I know my name is Ebony. Can't nobody tell me differently.
Yeah.
I know my name is Ebony.
Identity.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
So purpose is like that. So I can't operate.
Yeah. Less than or below who your identity is. You have to stand for something, and that's where the standard is. That's where you stand for something. You know that you're great, and you're not stooping down to other people's level, but you know your value, your worth. You know who you are as a person. You have self-esteem. And you're willing to continue to keep trying. You never give up.
And you know what, too? Another one. Tired of being tired.
Yeah.
When you just at that point.
Yeah.
Tired of being tired. Yeah. You want change.
That was a statement by Fannie Lou Hamer, who said, "Are you sick and tired? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired."
So when you come from that mindset and you come that, number one, these people are tenacious. They have purpose. They know that what they're doing is bigger than them in a sense. It's like they never do it for themselves. And that's another thing. And I think when they're doing it, there's their purpose and their drive pushes them to push the boundaries.
They have they've made it up in their mind. So they have a mental revelation.
Yeah.
It has clicked for them in their mind. So because the brain kind of controls how your actions, your movements, your brain. So it has to come here first. Like Harriet Tubman, I probably will butcher it, but she said she freed hundreds of slaves. Or thousands, but could have freed hundreds more if they would have only known that they were slaves.
Yeah.
So it's like, physically, they were slaves, but they didn't really. They were just complacent. They were comfortable where they were.
Yeah. And so the question is, will you let being comfortable stop you from really pursuing greatness?
Comfortability is just watching history.
Yeah, being made. You're on the sidelines. You're watching people do what you wish you could do, and or what you should be doing, but you don't do it because you let fear, you let naysayers, you let haters, you let your own low self-esteem stop you from actually moving to where you should be. And so we can't let that happen. All of us come from great people, and we have greatness on the inside of us. And so we really have to operate in that.
And y'all, it takes exposing yourself to things. You can, even if it is just traveling somewhere, traveling to a different state.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be out the country. Out the country is good, at times to, but expose yourself to different things. This world is just is so rich with resources, opportunities, and you could be in a different, and you could be sitting out there on the mountains one time and just it clicks. Something
clicks.
Something just clicks.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you have to get away from your environment to be able to hear from God, to be able to hear what God has for you, because what you're comfortable with that chatter, the routine. Yeah. But when you get out of the routine, and you know you're able to see something new or experience something new, it's like
it broadens your horizons.
And that's where growth can occur.
Yeah, and then you're able to expand and stretch. Sometimes I think because we are so comfortable in certain things, sometimes we have to be thrown out. It's almost like in order for an eaglet to get out of its nest, the mother prods the eaglet to really get out of the nest to spread the wings. So she makes the nest uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. That she starts putting the spurs of the twigs and all of that sticking up so that they don't want to stay in the nest anymore, because it makes them uncomfortable to stay in the nest to where they are. And the only way they're going to get out and spread their wings is they have to get outside of the nest. And so that's what happens. Sometimes we're put in uncomfortable situations so that it can actually cause us to be expanded or stretched to do something different.
That's good, baby. You know, if a bird did that, y'all, we have dominion over birds.
Yeah.
If a bird did that, does that?
Yeah.
Imagine the possibilities of humans.
Yeah, just think about what we have.
An eagle bird. That's a bird.
Yeah. But that's a majestic bird. Majestic. Just like a lion. A lion is a majestic animal. I don't want to be a chicken. I want to be an eagle. Chickens stay on the ground. Stay in the coop. I want to be an eagle. I want to fly and soar. And sometimes you got to fly by yourself. Eagles only fly with eagles.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. But anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Next one. We got.
So let's look at some more info.
How many? You just got one more.
All right.
Or two more.
So let's look at this.
He's a good one.
All right. So John Morton Finney was a Buffalo soldier who fought in World War I, earned 11 degrees, and practiced law until he was 106 years old. He was believed to be the longest practicing attorney in the United States. Think about that.
First, think about, y'all, he was in a war.
Yes.
Imagine what he saw.
He was in World War I, 1914.
Think about when veterans come back, you got that PTSD. Yeah. And, you know, our country has not really been kind to veterans when they come back.
Most
especially
definitely.
Black veterans.
Yes.
So all the obstacles he had to deal with with that, right?
Yes.
So then on top of that, he gonna get 11 degrees?
Yeah. So you not only you have to deal with racism, not only you have to deal with the feeling of being less than, coming from a war, fighting for your country, but then coming back after, and your country is not accepting you as even a citizen, not even having the right to vote. Mm-hmm. So now he gets 11, not 2, not 4, 11 degrees. Practices law.
That's being
until he was 106 years old.
So all those characteristics, what do we say? Hard work, he was focused, determination. What was all that? Vision. He had tenacity. Oh my God. Y'all just describe all those adjectives.
Just think about all of that.
That was him. And then 2, you got to do what, if he kept practicing it, he loved it.
Yeah.
He loved it.
Yes.
He wanted to. That was his purpose.
Yes.
It had to be.
106 years old and still practicing law.
Let me tell you, at 106, I'm just chilling. Let me tell you, I ain't doing nothing. I'm telling you.
But just think about that.
106, I'm just waking up to just say I'm up. Okay? Just, water the garden, water the flowers.
enjoy, but experience life.
106
years old and still practicing law.
So if you're practicing law, you're still helping people, right?
Yes.
You're still fighting for justice, right?
Yes.
You're still fighting.
And see, I'll just say this, because in some instances we think that we should get to a certain level or age in life and stop. But if it's a part of your purpose, you'll never stop it.
And see, I hear you, but I just think at 106. But I know, a lot of times some of us stop at 60 or 50.
Yeah. But babe, Moses was 120. Okay. So I got to take it back to the Word of God. I got to take it back to the Word of God, because when you look at it from that standpoint, look at Jimmy Carter.
Y'all.
Anyway,
I was at Emory, and I was just walking. It's a university here, a hospital here too. I was just walking. I was like, is that President Jimmy Carter? He was just walking. And I didn't know he goes because he has cancer. He's always at he had cancer. Y'all, just a regular person. He had probably around that time, I think he just fell.
And I know we talking about Black history, but
it's just to make you said President just that age.
It just makes you think. Makes you think.
How old? He's in his 90s right now.
Yeah.
But then 106.
So you should start thinking about that. 106 years old and still practice law. So we have no excuse. We could be 50, 60, 70. Guess what? He was 70 years old and he still had 36 more years of practicing law. Think about that.
When you think about it, 70 plus
it's 36 years after that. Still was practicing law.
Yeah, y'all.
Come on. We have no excuse.
Okay,
you're never too old to do whatever you feel like you need to do. Okay, all right.
Nick, let's go to. You want to go to a question?
Let's go to the final question because we got 6 minutes left. All right.
How can we play a part in making history? Wow. How can my baby, man, you so smart, babe. You thought of these questions, these thought-provoking questions. How can we play a part in making history?
Yeah, think about that. How can we play a part in making history? Begin to start thinking. Begin to start thinking. Begin to start thinking. And start thinking about what it is. What is it that I was put on earth for?
That's a good question to start with. Mm-hmm. What was I put on earth for? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because obviously, if you're walking in your purpose, God wants you to be a part of history.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Yeah. What are you doing? What's your purpose? How are you going to make an impact? Will people remember you after you're gone, or would they say good riddance because he didn't really bring anything to the table? Well, and that begins to be the question. What legacy, what impact am I leaving to not only my children, but my children's children, but not only to my children or my immediate family, but how am I impacting the community at large? How are people being affected by the life that I live? Do I leave impact? Do I leave a legacy? Am I touching or influencing or leaving an impression on people who are coming behind me, or will I just be a person who just exists through life but don't really live life?
That's a watcher.
Someone who's just watching, someone who's on the sidelines, someone who's really not trying to make an impact, someone who really doesn't see purpose in their own life or in their own in their own life. They don't see any purpose. They don't see nothing. So they have no options. And really, as long as we're living, as long as we're breathing, we still have options. You have an option to change the direction where you are to go to where you want to go. It's never too late. It's never too late.
Right.
Never too late.
Right. Like I've heard, a lot of older people say, they're living to one day their kids can take care of them. And I understand that somewhat with, like if you're ill or whatever, you would like, your kids to help take care of you. But sometimes it's taken as you kind of stop living once they start living.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that way.
As
they're living and starting to find their purpose in doing things, you should be supporting them while you're still living your purpose and doing things.
Yeah.
And that even makes them more inclined to not give up, to continue on, because they have a model they see. Like I was telling a nurse today, she works at this hospital called Grady here in Atlanta. It's the crutch of Atlanta. We wouldn't have healthcare without Atlanta. But I was like, do you know, like my mom, like Grady used to be a nursing school. Like she graduated in the class of 66. You know, like and she's still giving knowledge, and she hasn't given up in that realm of nursing, you know, at the age of 75. It's like, what are you leaving? Like, just don't get old and just stop. Like you said, Moses was 120, but there's so much stuff,
so much more. As long as you got breath in your body, as long as you have the ability to do different things, continue to live. Don't let life pass you by. But continue. You know, you could start a business at 70. There was the lady who was in Black Panther.
Wait, did she start in her 90s
she
or
started
80s?
acting at 88 and got the Black Panther role as the grandmother of the Queen, or the mother of the Queen, at 92.
Yeah.
So there is no.
She did good.
Yeah, there is no retirement.
Limit. Yeah,
there's no retirement.
Yeah.
As soon as you retire or you think that you've done, that's when you kick the bucket.
Or you switch. Like you can be doing something for like the first 60 years of your life
and switch,
and then switch and do like a passion of yours that you've always wanted to do. That's like so exciting. You know.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is don't watch history being made.
Make history maker.
Make history. Make history.
History. Why are you here?
Why are you here?
You're here. God has you here for a reason.
Abilities.
We need you in this world.
We need you. There's an invention. There's something inside of you, a cure for cancer.
Inspiration.
Something that is inside of you that is just waiting to come out if you would just allow it to happen. We have greatness on the inside of us. Let's make it happen, y'all. We want to see each of us pursue and become the biggest and best and reach our maximum potential in life.
Oh!
Yes.
Before we leave, because we always end at 8 o'clock. But y'all, I gotta tell y'all about my grandma. Here we go. Please. Okay, my grandma, she's turning 97 in
97 years old.
She's turning 97. She still walk. She still cook. She burn up everything she cooked. But at least she still, she can cook and,
Grandma still cook good.
Yeah.
Grandma, you 97. You still cook good.
So, at any rate, everyone, please, we're having a surprise. Older folk, they love opening cards. We young folks don't send cards out like
we don't do
thank you cards or birthday cards and stuff like that. I cash up somebody or. So we're asking everyone, if you could just please put it on your heart and put it in the mail this week. As long as you put it in the mail this week, we'll get it. It's a surprise.
Yeah.
And if you can mail the cards to the address below.
Let's say mail her a card with a gift of 97 cents.
Oh, yeah. So it's either to commemorate 97, her turning 97, you can put in 97 cents, $9, or $7. Or even if it's just a card.
Yes.
She loves opening cards. Now, she's going to take forever to open that card. And she's going to read every single word. But you will really make my grandma smile. If y'all could just put that in the mail to her.
You can mail it to 3316A South Cobb Drive.
Yes. You have to put the number 113.
Smyrna, Georgia.
That's our business address, business post office address.
So we're hoping all cards can be delivered by March 1st. So please help celebrate my wife's grandmother. She's my grandmother too. Her 97th birthday. All right.
Please just put it in the mail. And we're gonna take a video of it. you can get out of it.
All right.
I just wanted to, and also too, go online to share this video, share, like. You know, we have daily inspirational text. So if you like what you hear, you can hear us not hear us every day, but you can get a tip every single day. It takes less than 5 minutes of reading a tip from us. And if you're single, if you're a parent, or if you're married, or if you're dating, you just have to go to Ourbondlive.com, get daily text, and you sign up today, you start tomorrow.
We promise it'll bless you.
It will bless you.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in.
Babe.
This was fun. And we're so happy we're back.
Yeah, glad to be back.
Every Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Look forward to seeing you guys.
Y'all send a card to my grandma, please.
All right. We'll see you later.
All righty.
Peace. I put 3 fingers up, but peace.